Alrighty, guys. What is going on? It is Monday, February 12th, and we are officially in the off season. But that's all well and good, guys. We are kicking off the off season, the NFL off season, that is, with episode 18 of the Sports Spectator podcast. It is your favorite host, John, and myself. John, we are officially in a drought. We are looking right in the eyes of 8 months of no football, no college football. We are now solely dependent on basketball, NHL, MLB, and Inter Miami to basically hold us over. I feel like, for lack of a better term, I feel like a crack addict that literally just had my pipe taken away. That's literally what it feels right now. We were blessed with back-to-back weeks of just nonstop football again since August up until now, and we really do take that time for granted, man. It's at times it's so awesome, and you never appreciate it until it's gone. And this happens every single year. February gets here, we have the Super Bowl, and it's a conclusion to all of football, and then you just got to think to yourself, it's just like, oh boy, we got 8 months of no football, baby. But we're still here, bro. We got a great episode today, great agenda. I'm super hyped. How you doing, John, dude? I love the shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, repping Stormy. If you're following along, she won big with her pick of the Chiefs. Never fade Stormy. # never fade Stormy. So yeah, repping her. I'm doing good, man. And to your point, feeling like a crack addict. I finished Griselda, the new Netflix show. I'm watching a follow-up called Cocaine Cowboys 2. So I'm fully invested in crack and cocaine.
Oh,
so yeah.
we're let the record show we're not even 120 seconds into this episode, and we're already trying the powers that be, and we're really just trying to get blacklisted in the podcast department.
We're just making sure our federal agents that are watching us just kind of get the the blurb and the keywords ahead of time, so I don't have to sit through this whole episode. It's here, boys and women. This is the episode. We're talking crack and cocaine, addiction, withdrawals. But yeah, I agree. I had that feeling where it was 3/4 of the way through the college football season, where I was like, whoa. This football season's going really fast. It's going to be over soon. And it's beautiful. I mean, football season is always so historic and just an awesome time. And you know what? It was a fun time. Miami Dolphins, it was a fun season. Dallas Cowboys, a fun season. There's a good playoffs. And next season is going to be even better. I mean, there's so much to look forward to next season in college football with the rearrangement of the divisions and conferences. New Alabama coach. But you know what? And people have been asking me, what are you guys going to talk about? Football season's over. We're going to find stuff to talk about every week. Don't worry. I'm going to become a basketball fan. Juan's going to become a Messi fan and baseball fan. And we're going to find nonsense to talk about like crack cocaine withdrawals. So don't worry, everybody.
Dude. If you guys, everyone was entertained by our terrible takes, mostly my terrible takes, because you actually have pretty good takes, John. But our takes, good and bad, we're going to be making those same takes all throughout the remainder of the NBA season. I mean, as we know, this is when the NBA actually gets hot, because now everyone stops paying attention to football and everyone actually starts paying more attention to the NBA. We'll obviously get into a lot of that during today's episode. But yeah, man, we'll still be here. We'll still be repping all the headlines. We'll still be communicating that, and we'll still be giving probably the stupidest takes that you can make. At least myself, that is my money back guarantees. You will be getting the stupidest takes from me regardless. So do not fret, everyone. But yeah, man, we got to talk about your shirt, dude, because Stormi heard the noise. When she made her pick, everyone out there was just like, how is a pit bull from Peru going to make picks on football? Is she even aware how that game works? Does she even know what a first down is? The haters were having a field day when she called it, when she basically placed the house, the mortgage, everything on the Chiefs. Everyone said, how is a dog going to know what football? Does she even know what teams are playing? Yeah. And this is a message to all the haters that Stormi was very well aware, and she made the noise. And in fact, she doubled down on her position after we recorded that episode. And you know what? Stormi knows ball, dude.
Stormi knows ball.
Never fade Stormi. So if you were one of the losers and the haters that faded Stormi, I'm so sorry you lost your money. But again, we'll see when we have her on the episode again. Again, she's a very, very busy executive producer. So she is in the background constantly editing these episodes. We'll see when we have her make more picks, but you guys know better now. Don't fade Stormi.
Don't fade Stormy. There's three things to know about Stormy. One, don't fade Stormy. Hashtag never fade Stormy. Two, huge football fan. When I'm on the couch, she's on the couch. She's dialed in. She's watching it. She's taking notes about plays. She has her own offensive play calling book. She's an offensive coordinator at heart. And the three, this is the most important thing. She has that dog in her. All right, she has that dog in her. So yeah, man, we had a good Super Bowl. We sat on the couch, we chilled, very low key. What did you do for the Super Bowl?
Dude, also pretty low key. I was at our friend Bimini's apartment checking it out. Also pretty low key. I had basically had three dinners yesterday. I don't know what actually occurred, but I somehow ended up consuming an entire Pincho Factory bowl. I don't know if you've ever been to that place. It's
I've
actually
never heard
it's
of that.
really
What
good.
is?
Just imagine like a Latino Chipotle, basically.
Got it. Sounds
And I
awesome.
and I guess Chipotle is already Latino because it's Mexican, but I guess if like Pollo Tropical and like Chipotle had a baby, like that's what I think of this place. It's very good. So I had a whole bowl to myself, and then on top of that, we ordered pizza, and somehow on top, like I was able to take down at least three quarters of a whole pie by myself. I followed it up with seven chicken wings, half a cookie cake, seven Samoas, and three Tin Mints. Shout out Girl Scout cookies. Very, very underrated if you don't have them.
Wow.
Yeah, so I ate a lot. Definitely regretted it today. But dude, for the big game, you got to have big appetite, bro. Like
How was Bimini's rooftop? Was it just you guys or
it was chill, man. We ended up not doing the rooftop. We were just in his apartment, but it was a chill time, man. You were sorely missed. I'll
nice?
say that.
Yeah.
But it
I
was nice.
also gouged myself in food. Got burgers, wings, and just yeah, absolutely KO'd. That was nice though. I like kind of just staying in and waking up and you're not like miserably hungover and exhausted. Just
Exactly.
with the food child.
Yeah, man. No, it was great. I mean, it's the most American thing that you can do in February is again just devour an excessive amount of food. Abuse your DoorDash account. Basically, just eat as much as you can. But speaking of the big game, man, obviously as a sport podcast, we got to give our thoughts on it. What do you think, John? Like, what is your live reaction after that game?
Um, Not surprised. I mean, like when Kansas City muffed that punt return, sorry, when the 49ers muffed that punt return, I knew it was over. I knew that that was the play that was going to change the game, and that it was Patrick Mahomes' game to pretty much lose. And yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I didn't have much invested in it. Stormy already also wrote the script, so honestly, for me, it was kind of expected. Nothing too crazy on my end, really. I mean, what about you? Do you have any better takes?
Dude, not in particular. I mean, I obviously was not very invested. I pretty much just tailed Stormy's pick when she made it. And I said, I guess I'm riding with the Chiefs. Unfortunately, even though they obviously took the Dolphins out of the Super Bowl. But again, I knew better than to fade her. Um, Actually, speaking of, I wanted to ask you a question. Who do you think Stormy's favorite player in college football is? And you're going to
Wow.
laugh at this.
Stormy's favorite player. I wish I could show the camera on her right now. Stormy's favorite player in college. It would have to be someone fast. I want to say like a shifty quarterback. I mean, I'm going to go Jalen Milrow, Alabama quarterback, dual threat, just a tank.
Incorrect. That is not her favorite. Do you want to know who her favorite player is?
Is their name Stormy?
Bark Bowers.
Yo, shout out to Bark Bowers. I have to
Bark
Google this
Bowers,
guy.
baby.
How did you hear about this person?
Brock Bowers, dude. It's the tight
Oh,
end from
Brock
Brock. Get
Bowers.
it? Bark Bowers, Brock
Now I get
Bowers.
it.
That
Nice.
that that's where I was going with that one. Okay, okay. Obviously, terrible, terrible setup for that joke. Um, but that thought hit me the other day. I was just like, huh, Bark Bowers. That's funny. I'm gonna try to say that on the pod. But yeah, man. Going back to your question. Yeah, so obviously I was telling her picks. I was Chiefs all the way. I felt like a little bit of a traitor, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, and I've faded Patrick Mahomes enough in the past to really know better at this point. The guy is. I feel like you can have whatever opinion you want to have about the team, about the coach. At the end of the day, the guy just fucking gets it done when it matters the most. He sucked in the regular season, but again, in the moments that matter the most, he showed up. He was lights out. He was clutch when he needed to be, and quite frankly, at the end of the day, that's all you really need to be in order to be a successful athlete in really any of the leagues.
Yeah.
Because again, The Dolphins were the opposite story of that, where we were lighting it up all throughout the regular season, putting up incredible numbers. But then when lights were the brightest, that's when we kind of shut down. And unfortunately, those are the moments that you have to shine brightest in order to get through. And Patrick Mahomes just does that better than anyone, man. I really feel for the Niners, man. Like it sucks for them. I feel like they've had nothing but heartbreak these past 4 years. They of course to not only lose two Super Bowls within the past 2 years, but then to lose them to the same team. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and we got to start asking the question, like Kyle Shanahan at this point. I mean, he's basically blown two double-digit leads in Super Bowls. So the first one being against the Patriots when they blew 28-3. He was technically the OC in Atlanta at that time, and obviously blew now again two double-digit leads while leading going into the second half as a Super Bowl head coach. So that really is insane, because on the one hand, there's so many coaches in the NFL that never even sniff a playoff victory. They never even get close to a conference championship. I mean, and this guy obviously completely delivers season after season, but then in the big one can never perform. So it's tough, bro. I got to feel for the guy, man. It fucking sucks. But
I've got my take here. I think Kyle Shanahan, his ego's just absolutely destroyed. Like, to your point, 3 Super Bowls, one the most embarrassing comeback loss with the Falcons as the OC, and that was, people can say it was pretty much on him, because didn't they score like 0 points or something like that in the second half? Or
second half, 0 points.
So, and then the other loss, the Super Bowl as the head coach, and then this one. So here's my take. My take is that the 49ers don't make the playoffs next year. It's gonna be a complete implosion with Brock Purdy, and maybe even a Kyle Shanahan like resignation or firing from the organization, because like I just don't see, and I think it'll go down as one of those moments where it's like this is one of the saddest stories in football, where it's like just a downfall and went all high, and then alternatively, maybe it's going to be like one of the most beautiful stories where he win the Super Bowl. But I'm going to say that does not happen. And I'm sorry to the 49ers fans, but that's my take. The 49ers are downhill from here.
I think so, dude. Gotta buy all the puts you can on San Francisco, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is what you get when you have all these taxes as a city. This is the product that you get, guys. Obviously, we do not get political on this podcast, but I'm going to take a jab at the entire Bay Area, because I have been there, and I definitely have opinions about the Bay Area. But this is what you get, guys. Like, when you operate at the level that you do, that ends up translating into your professional sports teams. California has had it way too good for way too long. Like the state of
Facts.
California, you guys already celebrated with the Rams, with the Lakers, with the Dodgers. Like, stop. Like
The Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors. Like, no. Like, I don't feel bad for them. Like, I'm sorry. It was their game to lose, and that's exactly what they ended up doing. Like, they were sensational the first half. So I'm sorry. Like, football is 60 minutes long. If you perform for only 30, this is the result that you get. And I don't feel bad for him, dude. I maybe feel bad for Brock Purdy because I was, sensational story behind him, Mr. Irrelevant and all that.
He didn't play a bad game. Like he really didn't do anything wrong. And everyone's saying that too, where it was just like, yeah, you gave Patrick Mahomes the ball to end the game.
Yeah,
and that was the game.
But he's not the one making all the decisions. Like, he did the throws that he had to do. Everyone calls him a game manager, and yeah, he managed the game that he could. Like, he's not the one playing defense. He's not the one calling the shots when Patrick Mahomes is under center. So it's not his fault that they scored all those points. Like, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I feel for him, but I do want to respectfully disagree with your take, John. I think they still have an open window, because Brock Purdy has already proven to be like a good quarterback. So they're in a good position where they could. I don't know if you can trade rookies. Is that a thing? I don't know if anyone's ever done it.
I'm sure you can. They're under contract,
I'm sure you can. So obviously his capital in the trading market has obviously risen really, really high. So I feel like if they explored a trade, they could probably get some good assets for him. But if they decide to keep him, like, they obviously have a good quarterback that has proven to be a good game manager and do what he needs to do on a rookie contract. So I think their window's still open. They're still going to be competitive. And I mean, the NFC sucks so much that they're going to be in the playoffs like every single season. Like their window is always going to be open. As long as Kyle Shanahan like decides to stop blowing the lead, like that's his crack pipe is like blowing the lead. Like he sees a double digit lead and he's just like, oh, bro,
Let me
another
hit
one.
this crack pipe.
Yeah. He's addicted. He's addicted to blowing double digit leads, dude. Like that's an issue. Like the guy needs an intervention. I just don't understand. Like explain to me how you do that so often as the one coordinating, your team. That's the only explanation is that he's addicted to blowing double digit leads. Like,
Dude, it's brutal because like to the points we were saying before where it's like the mental games and the psychology of it, it's like that's the stuff that just like gets so deep into your head because you're having these flashbacks, these moments that are just like devastating downfalls and you're doubting yourself and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sticking with my take. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's done. I think this is the end of the Shanahan.
damn, this take might make or break this podcast depending on who ends up being right. But nah, man. Overall, still a great Super Bowl. Shout out Usher. He literally
Yo,
just
that
got
was
to like
sick.
fondle someone's wife on live TV.
Oh, I was saying that. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was
what?
crazy, bro. Like I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm sorry if I'm the husband, and like Usher's literally like touching my wife like that on live TV. Like I gotta fight. Like you gotta
Yeah,
fight, bro.
get the strap.
Yeah, dude. Like he literally got like cooked on live TV, and it's like
Do you know Alicia Keys' husband?
I do not know the guy
Swizz
personally.
Beats.
Oh, that's why people were making jokes about Swiss Beats on the internet. I was trying to connect that.
That was savage though. That
That
was
was
savage though.
savage.
Yo, shout out to Alicia Keys though. I was like,
Dude, she still got it. Usher still got it, dude.
Usher was sick.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking sick. Great halftime performance. I bet you the same people that did not like that same performance are the same people that didn't like Shakira and J-Lo. Like, bro, just appreciate good talent, Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna tell me what Maroon 5 when they did it that one year, this is better. When Katy Perry did it that one year, it's like, no, stop, bro.
Those
Like,
make
this
me
is great
cringe.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that is the conclusion to the NFL season. So we will, of course, be speculating and just making probably the worst takes as we are approaching the draft. So that will be interesting. Again, I'm going to talk myself into so many narratives. Though there will probably be a point in time where I will convince myself that we're going to draft a quarterback and get rid of Tua. I'm already seeing rumors that apparently, Mitch Trubisky
Oh
got
my
released
God.
like an hour ago, and people are already speculating that he's going to get picked up by the Dolphins. It's just like, oh yeah, off season's fucking here. Hasn't even been 24 hours, and we're already doing this. Like,
I hope we draft an exciting like prospect QB as like a challenger. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Like the fourth, fifth round. And I'm looking up the top QBs in this draft class. That would be reasonable to take in. No one really stands. I mean, Jordan Travis. That could be an interesting one.
that could be interesting. Yeah, obviously South Florida, pretty good fan base for FSU. He might actually fall pretty far down considering his
Yeah.
injury. So, damn, dude, I don't hate that take.
Jordan
Um,
Travis to Miami.
Dude, Jordan Travis to Miami. That could very.
Let's go.
I could see that. I could see that, dude. Oh shit, dude, you're on fire with the takes today,
Let's
bro.
go. Let's get the AI working. We'll get the new graphic with the jersey set up, and we'll start flooding the streets.
Dude, I fucking love it, dude. But yeah, man. So it'll be interesting. But this is always my least favorite time of year because between like January, like again, we don't get another federal holiday until like May for what is that one? Memorial Day. So then it's just like you're just looking at no football, no holidays. But we'll survive, dude.
Dude, I have Monday off. I'm blessed. I think it's President's Day.
Oh, I do have Monday off. Oh, I forgot about that. I also have Monday off. Okay, so I take that back. Corporate America, please don't look down on me.
Corporate gods, sorry.
Yeah, please. Like I'll say stuff to the FBI. I'll say stuff that incriminates me in that manner. But to corporate America, like I'll hold
We're
my
still
tongue.
loyal to you.
Yeah, we're still loyal to. Like they still put bread on the table
Yeah. Thank you.
until this podcast takes off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right. So moving on to a couple other topics. All right. So, oh, dude, something we definitely got to talk about, and I don't know if anyone is out there making this commentary, but dude, I feel for Tyreek Hill, man. Um, like it's got to be tough, like leaving a team that was willing to let you go, and everyone speculated that as soon as he left, that the Chiefs were going to be in shambles, and then literally the exact opposite happened. They
Yeah.
literally immediately go to win not only one Super Bowl, but then win another one in back-to-back years. You know how impressive that is, that we literally haven't had a back-to-back Super Bowl champion in 2 decades. Like the last time that happened was with the 03-04 Patriots.
Wow.
Like literally, we have not seen this in 2 decades. Like there's technically kids that are like that are legal adults that were born after that and have not witnessed that until now. So literally, for Tyreek Hill to leave the team and see that, like, dude, that's just crazy, bro. It's like breaking up with your girlfriend, thinking that you're going to go do so much better, you know, and then she gets fondled up by Usher on the halftime performance.
Down bad. I will say though, Tyreek Hill's it's like a really great professional. Like he's always just speaking very humbly, very honestly, and very like praisingly to this subject, which I respect a lot. He's a true elite, top of the level NFL athlete, but still like he chooses his words wisely, which is I
Yeah.
respect that a lot. Compared to Antonio Brown and some of the other top receivers, right? Like he's probably the most respectful and well spoken top receiver in the league, I would say.
I would say so too, man. And I would agree 100%. The guy still does nothing but praise Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Game respects game. And he's obviously happy for them because that was at the end of the day, the organization that took a chance on him. When he was drafted, it's not like, I don't think he was very coveted at the time. So for this team to give him that chance, I know that's something he's always going to be forever grateful for. So, he probably still roots for them at the end of the day, but that somewhere in there is a little bit of like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, a part of him that is like, fuck, bro.
It's probably motivating though as well. Like if I was him, I would be like, all right, I gotta compete with that. And he
Yeah.
knows what the work that they put in. So I'm sure it motivates him to keep him sharp, as opposed to, let's say the Chiefs win out in the first round of playoffs or even before playoffs. Like I'm sure this gives him some burning fire, which is good for us. At least I hope.
I hope so too, man. I mean, he's nonetheless been sensational for us. I mean, he literally was our entire offense for
Yeah.
like, I mean, we lost him for a little bit and like our offense looked completely different. So, nothing but respect for the guy as well. I mean, he is a master at his craft. But still, man, it just, I feel for him. Like it sucks to a certain extent, but
Dude,
it is.
I'm just gonna make this other take. Just talk about Tyreek Hill. I think we're trading Jaylen Waddle. I think he's gonna be gone.
Ooh, I didn't want to say it. I actually was thinking that the other day, but I'm like, is that something I want to say? I don't know. Would that be counterproductive to being a South Florida sports podcast? But you know what? Fuck it. I've said enough stupid takes at this point that I'm willing to say this one. I agree, man. I feel like something happened this past season, and he's not going to get paid with us. I think he's gonna. We're
Yeah.
already in cap hell. So
Yep.
unless he decides to want to like take a pay cut or something, we're not going to pay him. And I feel like he's
Agreed.
going to garner like some good trade capital. So 100% agree. I 100%. I wouldn't be. All I can say is I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Jalen Waddle, thank you for your service. Roll Tide, and hope you get us something good.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. Like, there's definitely going to be a lot of cuts because again, we are. I think we're like the third worst in terms of cap space between like all teams in the
Yeah.
NFL right now.
Hmm.
So we're not going to be able to keep. There's no way we're going to be able to keep everyone. I feel like we're going to focus on people on the offensive line and the defense, like all of our trenches guys. We're going to try to keep them, the ones that were really good.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we're going to keep Tua. Like, I think that's just a fact. There's no way around that. And I'm happy for that. But yeah, like all these other weapons, Waddle. I mean, shoot, even Mostert. I don't know what his contract situation is, but yeah, we're not going to be able to pay everyone. And
Yeah,
that might be a good thing. A fresh start might be maybe kind of what the team needs a
I
little
think
bit.
so. Yep,
So who knows?
I think so.
But yeah, I'm right there with you, man. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, man. I think that about does it for football talk. Like, let's change the topics because this is just making me sad thinking about the 8 months that we have looking down here straight in the face. So we got to talk about a little bit of Miami Heat. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking a lot more Heat moving forward. This is definitely when I start paying way more attention to the Heat season. So a couple of things that kind of suck as Miami Heat fans. So Rozier, as well as Josh Richardson, they both recently got injured, so they're a little bit banged up. We just got schooled again for the second time this season by the Boston Celtics. I fucking hate any team that plays in New England. I hate Boston so much, bro. So
Same.
much. It's such a nice city, but fuck, I hate them so much, man.
Yeah, yep.
And apparently Jimmy Butler is also out, not due to injury reasons, but my understanding is he has a personal situation with a death in the family. So, kind of sucks. Um, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting season. We're kind of sometimes we're good, sometimes we're bad. So we're going to see. We're going to see.
There's an
Uh,
important thing to say here though, because I think you sent this or I saw it somewhere, but whenever the Chiefs attended or won the Super Bowl, the Miami Heat were played in the finals. Is that the right stat there?
that is true. When the Heat made the Super Bowl, we then immediately went to go make the finals. Yes, because 2020 we made it that year. Last year, obviously, 2023, we went to finals that year.
So here
So
we go. We're going
yeah,
back.
congratulations to the Miami Heat winning the Eastern Conference again. Wow,
Eastern Conference champion.
Eastern Conference. Yeah, look at that, and that's the shirt I'm wearing. Eastern
Hey,
Conference
nice.
champ. Yeah,
Throw back to the
like
bubble.
yeah, throwback to the bubble. The script is fucking written, bro. Like we're gonna go back. Let's go.
Nice.
But But yeah, man. So yes, we did post about that. So hopefully, history repeats itself in that manner. But it's going to be tough too. The East is tough right now. I mean, Boston obviously is looking good. Milwaukee, obviously, they have Damian Lillard. They just recently got Patrick Beverly. That guy obviously is a baller. So the East is going to be tough, dude. But technically, right now, we are the reigning Eastern Conference champions. So the East still has to run through Miami.
Amen.
Um, so we'll see how that goes, dude. Still plenty of season left, but seeing injuries and seeing all this stuff, it's always tough. But you know what Miami has that no other team has and no other team can replicate?
Culture.
The power of friendship. No, better than culture. It is friendship, dude.
Heat
But
culture runs through friendship.
yeah, literally, like Heat culture runs on friendship, bro. Like,
Speaking of friendship, culture, and therefore gang mob mentality, the Celtics are some dirty motherfuckers. Like, what was this Jaylen Brown attack on Duncan Robinson? Did you see that replay of what happened?
dude, he hates that Duncan Robinson is a good friend on the podcast. Because I would never have Jaylen Brown on this podcast. Hell no. That guy could
Dude,
literally pay us to be on this podcast, and I would refuse. I would block him. I would report him for abuse. I would never in my life would want to have this guy on the podcast. And he's just upset at that. And I understand it because we are on the forefront in all things Miami sports. Duncan Robinson, good friend of the podcast, Jaylen Brown is envious for that. He's not envious of Duncan Robinson for being like one of the most legendary 3-point shooters in the NBA. He's not jealous of him for having gone to an incredible school like Michigan. No, he's jealous because Duncan Robinson is a good friend of the podcast. So, Jaylen Brown, shame on you, bro. Like just because we won't have you on the podcast, that is no reason to disrespect Duncan Robinson. Like, shame on you, bro.
yeah,
Seriously.
amen. It
Yeah.
was like a jujitsu like arm bar. He could have like completely snapped and broken his arm or like hyperextended it. It was pretty crazy. And then like listening to the post game interview where he was like, "Yeah, it was fine. Like no big deal." I'm like, "Dude, you're a rat. You're a rat." Just like all the other Celtics
He
players.
is, dude. They're dirty players, dude. But you know what, dude? Duncan Robinson, he's just fucking built different. Like he probably didn't even notice it. It's just like, what the fuck was that, dude?
He's like, "Yo, you're frail as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude.
bitch.
Like
Get your
Duncan's,
weight up,
yeah, dude. He's fucking built different, dude.
brolic."
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's we're gonna see how it goes, and we will be here. I will be making again more terrible takes on the Heat season. So stay tuned. But
Is Scary Terry coming back? So the injury's not serious. Is he going to play again soon, or?
yeah, so that's my understanding is that it is not serious, so he should be good to go. Probably just a situation that they're going to be monitoring. I'd imagine, with him still getting comfortable in the system, they'll probably play it more conservative and keep him out unless they really need to make sure that he's healed up because he's going to be a difference maker come playoffs. He's a dog.
What is our
So
ideal starting roster for playoffs, you'd say?
my ideal, so obviously Jimmy, Bam. Yeah, I'm going to put Terry. I'm going to put him in there. Jaime, and I'm going to go Hero.
Nice.
Hmm.
Dunking off the bench for buckets.
I think so, dude. He tends to do a little bit better when he comes off the bench. But I feel like him and Hero, they're kind of interchangeable a little bit in
Yeah.
the starting five. But I
All
still
right.
believe in Hero. There's a lot of rumors going around with people criticizing Hero that he's not putting up production that he's supposed to. But I think it's just people jealous that he has a hot wife. At the end of the day, I think
That's
it's just
probably it.
losers. I think it's just losers out there that they're just jealous of the guy. So
That's probably it. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
like sorry guys.
So what next? What do we got next?
What do we have next year? I think that actually does it for all the agenda items. I don't know, John, if you want to give us any Inter Miami updates.
Yeah. So Inter Miami, as you know, the football season ends. We are blessed by Messi season coming to town. So the last preseason game is this week on Thursday at home, Fort Lauderdale versus Newell's Old Boys, Messi's Childhood
Messi's
Club.
old club, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. And then the first game of the season, I believe, is on the 20th ish. It starts up soon, so that'll be going. And the other big headline is just like, yeah, China hates Messi now officially after him not playing in Hong Kong. And as I said on one of the reels that we posted, get over it. Like the CCP can no longer have Messi. Like who cares? Like who cares what China thinks? Like literally, like who the fuck cares? We don't care. So what
We
do you
do not
think?
care.
What do you think about the geopolitical impact of Messi with Inter Miami and the Chinese Communist Party?
Dude, fuck communism, dude. First and foremost. Um, dude, like being a commie is so sad. And again, I think we try not to get too political on this podcast, but bro, how are you gonna hate on the guy? Like, I feel like if you hate on Messi, it's just because you hate on greatness and like you hate the fact that you weren't able to achieve that greatness yourself. So I don't care who you are. Like, if you're hating on that, you're just a loser. So it's the same people that hate on Tyler Hero. It's the same people that hate on Duncan Robinson. It's the same people that hate on anyone who achieves anything great. Like, you're just a loser, in my
You're just a
opinion.
communist.
Yeah, you're just a commie loser, bro. Like,
So
I'm sorry.
Xi
Like,
Jinping, you heard it here.
yeah,
We
accept
do
reality.
not F with you.
Yeah, accept reality. Like, loser. That's loser mentality, dude. So,
All right, Juan. How many goals do you think Messi's scoring this season?
oh boy, you're asking the wrong person, but you know what? I like the number 17 for some reason.
That's a reasonable number, you know.
I'm going to go with 17. That
It's
number
not too
speaks to me.
many. It's right on target. We've got Luis Suarez now, so he can really fill in a lot of the gaps with goal scoring. So I like that. Yeah, that's a pleasant
Yeah.
one.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Hmm. What about
so where do we end here? What do we close out with on this remarks of episode 18 post Super
Ooh.
Bowl?
Damn, episode 18, the podcast officially old enough to vote. Not old enough to buy a drink yet, but old enough to vote
And go to war.
and go to war. Man, we're getting very political on this episode. Nah, dude. I guess we're closer now to our 20th episode. That's also a big milestone. So I appreciate everyone who's been listening, who's been tuning in, who's been engaging. Every time we share this, the content of this podcast on all of our platforms. Again, appreciate all the support. And yeah, continue looking forward to making even more terrible takes. But again, never fade Storm.
Never fade Stormy. The new hashtag. So now we've got Never Fade Stormy, Team 205K, Messi Quad. No, yeah, Team Messi Quad. And yeah, and then my last thing is we got two new people that we're working with on our team, Taryn and Ryan. So big shout out to them. Hoping to get some big things from them as we evolve and continue growing. And
Hmm.
if you made it this far, which very, very few of you do, usually it's my mom and maybe one other person. So thanks for listening as always, and we appreciate you guys. So
Indeed. All right, guys. So John Juan signing out. Episode 18. We'll catch you guys here, same time, same place next week.
peace.